Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to What I Watched This Week. I'm your host, Jamin. This is my 3x3 episode. A 3x3 is where you take a 3x3 kind of diagram. You fill in your movies in there of what you like, what your taste of movies is. I don't know. It's not really supposed to be your favorite movies. It's just kind of up for interpretation of, for me, it's kind of like just whatever movies I feel really represent what I like or my taste in good movies or just movies in general. So these are definitely some of my favorite movies of all time, but not necessarily what I think are the best movies of all time, you know? So that's kind of how I explain it, how I talk about it. There are other videos. A lot of people do 3x3s. I heard about it from the Trash Taste guys because I like their podcast, so you can check out their podcast and their episodes of their 3x3s. So I'm live right now on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, you should see the 3x3 right here. But right now it's not. But if you're on Twitch, you'll see it on the screen. So, and if you want to watch in better quality on YouTube, if you want to watch live and chat with me or whatever, you go to Twitch for that. Same name. Jamin is kind of cool. This is going to be a shorter episode, shorter stream, because I don't want my camera to die, because it happens, and also, I don't have a lot to talk about with these. I mean, they are some of my favorite movies, but I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet and simple, because I don't want to have to do super long reviews for all of these. I'll just talk about why they're on my list. Alright, so we'll just start in no particular order, but we'll start from like the top, and we'll go down to the bottom. So Lost in Translation is the first one I have there. I think it's a beautiful film. It's kind of like a sad, melancholy drama comedy with Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. They both are so great in this film. It's just about connection, being in a foreign place, being kind of lost in your life, and also, you know, lost in translation. Well, it's difficult for me to say because I'm stupid, but because they're in Japan, and so there's a language thing. It's a good title, and that poster is so iconic. I want that poster, and I'm gonna hang it somewhere in my room because it's so great, and I love it. It's real funny. It's sweet. It's dramatic. It's got a lot of heart to it, and I really enjoy those characters. Bob Harris. I don't even remember Scarlett Johansson's character's name. You know, it's been a little bit since I watched it, but I try to watch it like once every year. I try to get drunk and watch it once every year because it's just a good kind of, you know, it's kind of a good lonely movie. Like back when I was living by myself and I had no prospects of girlfriends on the horizon, I could just turn this on and I can see characters have a good connection and, you know, feel something, and it really, I liked it. I like it a lot. Sofia Coppola, man, I wish she could have made more movies like this. We'll move on. Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is my all-time favorite movie. Guys, find a movie you really like and always have that in your pocket of your favorite movie. Jurassic Park has been my go-to for like 10 years now of saying it's my favorite movie of all time. Got a freaking tattoo of a T-Rex on my arm just because dinosaurs are kick-ass, and this movie's kick-ass. It's really what, for a little while there, what really got me into film and wanting to make films was seeing the behind-the-scenes documentaries of Jurassic Park. Like when I bought this 3-disc set that had all 3 movies that were out at the time, and you can go through the behind-the-scenes footage, and there's so much that goes into the filmmaking, and it's just so great. And I was like, wow, this is what goes into film. I love this. And so I really started to dive into how to make movies and all that, and for a while, it really inspired me to become a director. I was like, I want to do film. I want to make movies, but it's a hard industry to get into, especially here in Oklahoma. You'd have to go somewhere else. Like, of course, you can make your own films, make your own independent films, but it's still difficult, you know, to write a movie, to direct it, to have actors, and it's just a really big process that would be so much fun to do, but at this stage of my life, it's hard to really try to settle down and make a film, or film something. These are what I do. These are my films. They're personal little vlogs or my review show. This is how I get my creative juices flowing, and this is how I express myself. So I moved away from filmmaking and more into just doing this, because this lets me be creative. It lets me talk about things I care about. And Jurassic Park was a big part of bringing that out of me. And all the performances are good. The CGI, of course, groundbreaking. The dinosaurs themselves are cool. They made raptors scary. It's just a great film. The T-Rex chase scene is always great. And I watched this in IMAX 3D when it was released like 6 years ago. It came back into theaters in IMAX 3D. It was so awesome. They should show that every year in IMAX 3D. And they touched up the CGI, I'm sure. They did a lot of different things to it. But really, really awesome in IMAX 3D. And what else can you say about Jurassic Park? It's kind of a perfect adventure movie, if you ask me. And speaking of perfect adventure films, we got Jack Sparrow, Captain Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, hey, we got somebody in here. What's up? How do you say it? Togi David. What makes Avengers part of your movie? To me, they felt like McDonald's of movies. So, like, why? Because you're loving it? Ba-da-ba-ba, McDonald's of movies? Yeah, I love it too, man. No, I get what you're saying. Like so mass-produced or so just, like, for everyone. I just love... I guess what Avengers is for me, we'll skip down from... We'll skip down from Pirates of the Caribbean and I'll talk about Avengers since I have someone chatting about it. So we'll do the Avengers. So what really does it for me about Avengers Infinity War is kind of just the buildup of me watching all the movies, loving all the movies, seeing all the characters grow, interact, and then you have this huge movie that comes out with all the people in it that you've grown to love, and it just works so well. All the characters and they all have things to do. They're all the goals that they want to accomplish. It just works so well. All the different pieces come together to see new characters interact. All the stuff with Tony Stark and Star-Lord, and then and Spider-Man there, and then Thor. Thor is like the most badass in this movie. He's like the most badass character in Avengers in this movie. I really love Thor a lot. Like, he's really grown on me from the first couple of Thor movies. Get that guy out of here, whatever, but you can see his struggle and his growth, and he's lost his family. He's lost his brother now. It's just a really good, solid movie. Thanos is a great villain. I have it over Endgame because Endgame is, while fun and satisfying, it's just not as complete or as streamlined as Avengers Infinity War. That movie just goes by fast, Everything just popping, and it's so crisp. I just love it. What do you got to say, David? Anything? Do you agree? Do you concur? I've watched all of them. Not gonna lie, I can't tell what the stories was. Yeah, I mean, it's all of them. Really, all that we need to know about this particular one in Avengers is it's all set up pretty well. I mean, the snap, right? He wants to wipe out half of all life in the universe. It's not that crazy of a concept for this specific movie. And I think all of those are kind of, everyone else's characters are kind of set up in... you do have to kind of watch the other movies to get the drama between Tony Stark and Captain America, because they have a lot to do in Civil War and all that. So if you didn't see Civil War, or you didn't see Winter Soldier, a lot of that stuff, like a lot of the Bucky stuff, can kind of be lost. Of like, well, why is their relationship so complicated? So that stuff doesn't really work in that movie particularly if you haven't seen the other ones. But as far as the story just for Infinity War goes, get the gems, get the Infinity Stones, snap, wipe out all of life. That's the story. I don't think it's too complicated to follow if you haven't ever seen any of the other ones. But you said you've seen all the other ones. So, I don't know, maybe it's just not your thing, I guess. Maybe just not your thing. You weren't super invested in the story. And that's fine. That's cool. The new ones are getting Eternals. I talked about that one last week. Shang-Chi I really liked, but Eternals was kind of garbage. So I don't know what they're going to do. With the new Marvel stuff, I'm more skeptical about. But I look back fondly on the old Marvel stuff. So, where am I at? 11 minutes? Okay. All right, so I'm going to finish. I guess I'll finish talking about Pirates of the Caribbean real quick. So I love Pirates of the Caribbean. I saw it as it's real nostalgic for me. Jack Sparrow was so great before he got ruined in the other movies. But Johnny Depp's great performance, Orlando Bloom, great performance, Jeffrey Rush. It's just a great, fun action movie. I love pirates as just pirates in general. They're just so fascinating to me of sailing the seas because I'm terrified of the ocean. So being out there on the sea and, there's a lot of mysticism to it. There's a lot of it's called Curse of the Black Pearl. So there's curses and there's zombie bone skeleton pirates. It's just a really fun. The music, of course, is amazing. By Hans Zimmer, of course. You got the famous Pirates of the Caribbean scene. It just really works on all levels for me. I have to rewatch that sometime. Haven't seen it in a couple years, I don't think. Even the second one, Dead Man's Chest, is really good. Third one. What's up? Someone's doing something over here. My tablet went off. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about Pirates. I mean, I could talk about it go through the whole movie, but I'm trying to keep this one short and kind of fast. So, The Green Mile doesn't get talked about enough. People love the Shawshank Redemption, and they always Shawshank Redemption, it's great. Shawshank Redemption, it's great. Which of course it is. But The Green Mile is directed by the same guy. Tom Hanks is just amazing in this. Michael Clark Duncan is amazing in this. It's another Stephen King adaptation, directed by the same guy, directed Shawshank Redemption. And to me, that's just such a cool setting, like that prison setting. What you got, David? Okay, I kind of agree with the Pirates of the Caribbean. Story-wise, BS, but enjoyable BS nonetheless. Story-wise. Yeah. See, it seems like you're big on story, which is good. Does it need to be what about the story do you need for you to really like it? Is it a good plot? Everything needs to make sense, too much plot holes? Because I think the story comes it's probably a little believable. So you like it to be believable? Okay. Yeah, because Jack Sparrow does a lot of, escape. That's a big part of his character, though. He's like the escape guy. He does all the. You hear that, and he's climbing ropes or he's shooting cannons and he's flying up in the air, and it's like this guy is ridiculous. That's not very believable, but it's fun. That's some schlocky stuff that I like. There's some adventure stuff. If you're talking about believable story, presented like Amadeus is what you want. We'll get to Amadeus, but as far as plotting and music, Amadeus is a masterpiece. Green Mile, I think, is also a masterpiece. If you haven't seen it, everyone should watch it. It's very long, but it's a very good watch. It makes me cry every single time. Me and my girlfriend watched it not too long ago. She watched it for the first time, and no spoilers, but at the very end, she bawled like a baby. During the middle part, whenever a certain scene happens where Michael Clark Duncan meets another character and they have their scene in that bedroom, that really broke me down. That last time we watched it, a couple months ago. It's just a really, really great, solid movie. Great performances. Should have won Best Picture. I think it lost Best Picture to like Shakespeare in Love or some bullshit like that. So, but it's really great. It doesn't get enough credit. People don't talk about it as much as Shawshank, and I think they should. What is this face? Is that like a I can't with the, I don't know what that face is, but it's funny. I think it looks something like kind of like this, like he's thinking. Oh, okay, it's a laughing face. But why is he? Is that his hand that's on his? I don't know if this is a hand. I know it looks like he's like he's doing this, but I like what's this? What's this part? That's funny. The Dark Knight. What do you think about The Dark Knight, David? Okay. Oh, I get it. I see now. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, like this. Ha ha ha. I don't have a beard because I can't grow facial hair. I can grow this hair, but no facial hair. Because I'm a little man baby. It grows like I grow like a. If you think about Orlando Bloom in Pirates of the Caribbean, that's what I grow. I grow a little stubble. Yeah, Dark Knight is great. I put that over it. Christopher Nolan really, like, I saw this movie when I was pretty young, so it's all these are kind of nostalgic movies for me. Even I would say even Avengers, even though it's kind of newer, I still look back on that movie because it came out 2016 or so. Wait, 2018? When did it come out? I gotta look that up. But I look back on it as like a completely different time in my life. So, excuse me. The world is fictional, but the behavior is what I expect if a real life. Yes. Yeah. Batman in The Dark Knight is the realistic of a superhero movie as you can get. Like if this was a rich Batman billionaire, like if Elon Musk was just a human specimen of like endurance, strength, and everything, and he just wanted to fight crime, he could use all of that money and make all the gadgets that Bruce Wayne has, and he could do what Bruce Wayne does in this movie. You know, theoretically, like, yeah, because it is believable. It's the most believable thing that you could do, because there's no superhuman strength. It's kind of just like a one man versus terrorism, you know, terrorists, and it's really cool. I mean, you can the bat plane that he has. I want to say bat copter. That's not I don't have a bat copter, but I don't remember what they call it. But you know, there's the Batmobile, of course, which is just like a tank. But that bat helicopter thing is the most unbelievable part, or the fact that in the third one, Batman can break his back in a prison, and he can, you know, 3 months later heal his broken spine and crawl out of a pit of darkness. That was a little bit hard for me to believe, but at that point, I was so invested in that I didn't even mind. David says, I don't mind fictional superhuman strength. What I mind is how they behave with such strength. Okay. I gotta think about that one. That's pretty... I don't mind fictional superhuman strength. Okay. Fair enough. I'll probably need an example to know what you really mean, but hey, whatever, you know, that's your thing, so that's fine. Of course, the villain, the Joker, still my favorite Joker. Heath Ledger was great performance. We lost him too soon. It would have been great to see him in a second movie with Christian Bale to finish out the trilogy, but I really like Bane too. But just all around solid movie. Okay, so example of their strength, Watchmen. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's like, I think you mean, well, I don't want to say what I think you mean, but like in Watchmen, they have some strong characters, but they don't really go too far with it. Like I know there's some parts where some guys, I don't remember, I haven't seen Watchmen in forever. I only watched it one time, but there's one part where the guy that has super strength, who's kind of the bad guy, like breaks some people's legs or like throws them around. He's like real strong, but it's like really believably real, like what would happen if that guy did have super strength. He throws that guy out the window at the start. Like that stuff does feel very realistic. If a person had that kind of strength, that would be kind of what would happen if they were attacked, you know. What else do I gotta say about The Dark Knight? I don't think I have anything else to say. Just a great, solid action movie. Great themes, you know. A very quotable movie. You know, like with I'm not wearing hockey pads. And what's like the hero Gotham deserves, but not the one it needs right now. You know, it's some good themes in there. Right and wrong of how just one bad day for our hero Harvey Dent. Can we trust him? And one bad day, Harvey, he flips the coin, man, and he's just on that bad side. So all it takes is one bad day, everybody. Let's move on to Amadeus. Best Picture winner. I watched this in high school. This is rated R, and there's man's dicks hanging out. There's swinging dong in this movie, and old guy butt. Like, you just see old guys' asses on the screen. And we watched this in school. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And there was a lot of people just on their phones, whatever, not paying attention. But I give movies a chance, even in high school. Oh, excuse me. And this movie blew me away. I was like, what in the world? It's just amazing. The music, the sets, the costumes, the performances. Really, 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 really great movie. Super great theme of losing your religion, of just not being as good as people. Like, this really makes you aware of the differences in people. Because he's Mozart. He's a genius. And he doesn't have to try, really. He's just gifted. And you have Salieri, who gave up his entire life, devoted it to God, and he worked on his craft of being a great pianist. And he's nowhere near as good as Mozart. And it just drives him crazy. David says, I must say, Mozart was an asshole the whole movie. But what can I say? Most genius people are assholes. Bang! That is so true. But he's a lovable asshole. Because he's so funny in that movie. When he shows up and he's just like this giggly idiot, it shatters your entire reality of what geniuses can and would be. You know, Salieri, he has this picture in his head of what a genius level composer is, and he doesn't never expect it, and it drives him crazy. And it's just this descent that he has of like, why God, why? You know. And it was around the same time that I started to question faith and everything, and question myself and the world. And it's just classic, man. It's really great. I just love it so much. There's so many great reviews of it on YouTube. Ones that I could never do it justice, because I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. So I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. I just like to talk, and I like to watch movies. So Coco. David, do you want to say something about Coco for me? Do you like Coco? It's on my 3x3 because it's so fun, and it's sad, and it really conveys like family, and it makes me feel good inside, and then it also makes me so sad and cry with one of the saddest scenes in the entire world. I watched this. I made the worst mistake of my life when this came out. I was all alone, staying at my house before I had my girlfriend Megan or anything, and I was this lonely, sad sack of a person. And I would get drunk like every weekend and watch movies. And Coco was out, and so I watched Coco one night when I was drinking. I was super drunk, and then it got to the ending, and I cried for like 30 minutes, and I could not stop bawling. I bawled like a fucking baby. Most I've ever cried, probably like the most intense I've ever cried in my entire life, which is so sad to say, but I, you know, I haven't had, fortunately, I haven't had that many things to cry and be sad about in my life. So I'm very fortunate in that way, that the worst I've ever had to cry, or the worst I've ever felt, was watching a Disney movie called Coco. David says, I think it's good. I can imagine an orphan would act like he did in the movie. Pretty believable and presented nicely. I think that's great. So this is awesome. Thanks, David, for participating. You know why? Because people get my opinion of a movie, and then they also get your opinion. So this is like a mini review. You're like mini reviewing these movies along with me. So it's good. And yeah, okay, well, and Coco's not really an orphan, but Miguel is not really he's not an orphan. He has family. But he does get lost in a different world where his family's not there. Well, his family that's alive, you know. Maybe you're thinking of a different one. But still, but maybe not, because everything else you said, because it's, yeah, true, he, no, his dad is alive. His mom and his dad are alive. He just runs away from them, like, at the beginning of the movie. Because I was thinking, I know his mom's alive. Because his mom, because he has his mom, and then he has his grandma, and then Mama Coco is still alive, too. Because his grandma is the one that really hates music, because, you know, Mama Coco's dad left, and that made her sad, and that kind of translated to Miguel's grandma, like, all right, music sucks because it made my mom really sad, so no more music in our family. I needed some water in here, jeez. But yeah, Coco's really great. I love it. I think it's amazing. I think it's the best. It's probably my favorite Disney movie, besides Avengers, I guess. You can consider that Disney, which it is, but it's Disney's Marvel's Avengers. So many qualifying words. Excuse me. I almost put Toy Story on here. I'll talk about some alternates. I almost put Toy Story instead of Coco because I've just loved Toy Story. I've seen it so much. It was one of my best movies growing up. There was another one I was thinking of whenever I was about to open this that I should have put on here. That I could, because these are not all of my favorite movies, you know. I could put a lot of different ones on here. Just haven't. Here we go. Let's talk about the last one here, which is Legend of the Drunken Master. Jackie Chan. I really wanted to put an action movie on here. Just kind of like a pure action movie. Oh yeah, The Raid is one I thought of. I could put The Raid or The Raid 2 on here. I like a lot of Tarantino movies, but you know, they're not what I would consider a big part of my taste in movies. There's not one that sticks out to me as like, yeah, I really will love to put that on this. But then I landed on like, well, I love Jackie Chan movies. I was like, what's the best Jackie Chan movie that I could think of to put on here that really sums up what I love about Jackie Chan and everything. And then there's like Rumble in the Bronx. There's Rush Hour movies. There's Shanghai Nights, Shanghai Noon, which are great. But then I thought about it and I was like, I think Legend of the Drunken Master is probably the best and has the most like just cool choreography and action, and it still has the wacky Jackie Chan performances when he's drunk, and it's just fun and exciting, and it has a lot of memorable scenes, you know, like when he's really drunk and his dad's just beating the shit out of him. There's that whole fight at the end with the coal miner place. There's the fight in the square when he's drinking all the liquor, and it's just really great. all around super solid movie. And I love Jackie Chan, and I'm sad that he's actually an asshole in real life. Snake in the Eagle's Shadow, says David. What's that? Is that a movie? Hold on, let me look that up. Oh. Snake in the Eagle's Shadow. It's another Jackie. Is that what it... Wait. Oh, is that the one where... Is that the one with the... Let me go back 2 years. Is that the one with the cat fight or whatever with the... Is that what it is? Hold on. Let me search that on YouTube. And I bet that scene comes up. That's a cool name, though. That's a cool-ass name for a movie. Snake in the Eagle's Shadow. Oh, here's the full movie. Okay, here's the end fight. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it is the... Yeah, it's... Okay, yeah, it's the one with the cat. I just watched the little clip of the end there. Yeah, I gotta watch that whole thing. Is that actually good? Like, is the movie itself actually pretty solid, or is that just a memorable, funny ending, or, you know, a couple scenes where that happens? Like, is the whole thing good, or is it just for that one bit? I wonder, I could show, like, I don't know what my other scenes are. I'd have to create a scene with it. I just flipped my thing on accident. But, yeah, so if you guys that are on YouTube right here, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can come to the stream on Twitter. Not Twitter. God dang it. On Twitch. And you can see the conversation log and all that. But I think that's going to do it. I don't really have anything else to say about that Jackie Chan movie. I just think it's really great. And I don't think I have anything else to say about Lost in Translation or Jurassic Park or Pirates or any of the other ones. David says, I don't know. I just love the fact that he created his own style. While in Drunken Master, he just learned and mastered his Shishu's style. Shi Shao's style. However you say that. Yeah, that's true. That's good. I'm down with that. Because you're right, the Drunken Master, the drunken technique is something. I think his dad, maybe. I don't actually remember it. It's been a little bit since I watched it. It's been a couple years since I watched it. I watched it back when Rift TV was a thing. I don't know if anyone will remember Rift TV, but it was when you could sync up. It was like Twitch, but for just movies and Netflix. So you could watch anything on Netflix, and it would stream to everyone. Like, it would play the movie. Like, if you're watching it and you had Netflix and you were signed in, I was watching it, but it would also show up for you on your screen. And then you could watch movies together with another type of host, like me. Ooh, like a stream. But I watched that back when the Rift TV days. And, yeah, that was fun. But, excuse me. But, yeah, so, David, you know your stuff about this. You must like action kung fu movies and stuff, too. It must be one of your things, huh? Well, I guess that's it, y'all. Because my camera's getting to that time. It's getting a little, 35 minutes in. So, it's a good movie to teach about being apprentice. Yeah. You know what else is a good movie about being an apprentice that could go on here? Kung Fu Kid. What's that name? What's the movie called? I want to say Cobra Kai, but Karate Kid. That's another one. That's a great one with teacher apprentice role. You're the best around. Nothing's ever gonna bring me down. Cobra Kai season 3 coming out. First to imitate, second to master, third to add your own. Aha. Heck yeah, dude. That's awesome. I don't know who I'm trying to imitate right now with my review style, but I'm definitely not mastering it. And then also I'm never gonna make it my own. I'll never have my own type of style, I guess, as far as talking about movies goes. But I want to thank David for joining in the chat. Guys, if you see this, get on Twitch, follow me, and you come along with me on these journeys of talking about movies. I'll be back next week, and I hope everyone out there has a great day, because I know I will. So thanks. I'll see you later.